Hi everyone, welcome to Fit with Coach Kat. Today we have a 20-minute body weight beginner level workout. You won't need any equipment, so let's begin. We will start today's session by connecting our breath to our pelvic floor. So take a seat. When you are sitting down, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, squeeze your pelvic floor muscles. So inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze your pelvic floor muscles. So pull up into your sex organs, squeeze your anus, squeeze them as much as you can, and then you want to relax them entirely. So it does take a little bit of practice. If you're a visual person, watch my hand because I've connected it with my breath. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze. 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 Well done. We're going to start off our session by doing the world's greatest stretch. So please stand up at the back of your mat if you have one. Otherwise, just stand up, move a cat if it's in your way. Step your right leg forward, left hand on the ground in line with your right foot. And then we're going to reach our right arm around and try and get it as low to the ground as we can. So you may not get your elbow as low down as I am, and that is totally fine. Just get it as far down your shin as you can and complete the movement by rotating back round. Both hands on the ground, we're going to step back to plank and then step our left foot forward and rotate our left arm around, opening up through our thoracic spine. You might get a few cracks in your back, which is wonderful. Keep moving through, try and keep your back leg as straight as you can. Well done. Place both hands on the ground, step back to downward facing dog. Get a good stretch. Then raise your right leg up in the air, open your hip, and then you're going to step it forward into long lunge. Drop your left knee on the ground and then open up, enjoying a really nice hip opener. Both hands on the ground, step back to downward dog, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So left leg in the air, open up that hip, and then you're going to step it forward and come down into that long lunge again. Drop your back knee down and then open up through your front. From there, you're going to place both hands on the ground, step back to plank, and walk your hands back to your feet. Stand all the way up, and we're going to get into a deep squat. So, feet shoulder width apart, drop your bum as low as you can, get your elbows into your knees and rock from side to side. If this is difficult for you to get into, you can sit onto a couple of cushions so you're nice and low, still getting into that deep squat. Place your right hand on your foot and then reach around and then swap sides. Rotating through your spine, opening up towards the sky, alternating hands. Try not to drop into the squat. Keep your knees out over your toes as much as you can. From there, we're going to go into our hamstring squats, which means we're going to have straight legs, drop down into a deep squat, straighten our legs again, and then stand all the way up. So this is a really great stretch for our whole posterior chain. Our hamstrings will get a good stretch and a good warm up through this. If you can't touch your feet whilst your legs are straight, don't worry about it. Just go down as far as you can and then drop down into that nice wide squat. Make sure your knees always travel out over your toes and your elbows are on the inside of your legs. Last one. And from there we're going to get down into a glute bridge. So sit your glutes on the ground, wiggle down your mat if there's a cat in the way, because everybody knows you don't move a sleeping cat. So when you are laying on the ground, put your arms down by your side and make sure that you can touch your heels with your fingers. From there, push your weight through your heels and come up into a glute bridge. You want to have a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. From here, we're going to go through 10 glute bridges. So once we are up as high as we can go, we're going to go back down, touch the ground, and then come back up. Like I said, you want a big percentage of your weight to be traveling through your heel and your toes to be nice and light. Make sure your shoulder blades are flat on the ground. We're going nice and slow. Stay in time with me. Toes are nice and light. Now we're going to go into our glute bridge and pulse. So come up, lower down slightly, squeeze back up, and then come all the way down. So come up into a glute bridge, lower your hips ever so slightly, squeeze them back up, and then come all the way down. That's called a pulse. So it's just a tiny percentage of the movement. Back to the top, and then all the way down. Big squeeze of those glutes, all the way back down. Push through your heels. Halfway there. That's it, guys. Keep going. Well done, everyone. Got one more to go. Push through those heels, big squeeze at the top. From there, we're going to go into frog pumps. So place your soles of your feet together, wiggle your feet in ever so slightly. Keep your arms down by your side, shoulders back and down. And we're going to go through the same movement as a glute bridge, but it's called a frog pump. Squeeze up, your legs will be nice and wide, your knees will be pointing to 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock. You've got 4 to go. This is your last one. From there, we're going to rotate to lay on our side, knees stacked, your bottom arm is straight. Place your head on top of your bottom arm. Move around the cat if you need to, like me. You can place one hand on your hip or have it on the floor in front of you, and we're going to go into clams. So from here, you want to keep your feet connected and just raise your knee up. Good idea to keep your hand on your top hip to make sure you're not rotating too much and you're still facing forward through your pelvis. Now we're going to go to a straight leg version where you want your leg to be slightly angled with your toe pointing down. 4 to go. 2 more, and then we're going to switch over to the other side straight away. So you can sit up and then flip over like a pancake, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So starting with our bent legs, knees stacked, lay your head on your bottom arm, which is nice and straight, and you can place your top arm in front of you or up on your hip. Keep your feet together and raise that knee up to the sky, opening up into a clam. From there, we're going to go into our straight leg version. So remember, your toe is pointing down towards the floor. I'm just trying very hard not to kick the sleeping cat here. You've only got 4 to go. Then we're going to go into some core movements. I'm going to switch back over so my head is near the cat, just so I don't accidentally kick it, but you guys can stay exactly where you are. Lay back down onto your back, arms down by your side, and now we're going to bring our legs up into tabletop. So you want to make sure that the gap in your lower back isn't there. So tilt your pelvis back slightly so your lower back is pushed hard into the ground. From there we're going to do leg raises. So one leg down and then the other leg down. If you watch my hand, I have synced the movement with my pelvic floor. So we are inhaling, relax, exhaling, squeeze. Inhale, relax, exhale, squeeze. If you are new to syncing your pelvic floor to your breath and then syncing it to a movement, don't worry if this is super confusing. The more you do it, the more easier it will get. So inhale, relax, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, relax, exhale, squeeze. Now lace your fingers together behind your head. We're going to inhale, exhale, come up into a crunch. Inhale, exhale, crunch. Inhale, exhale, crunch. So keep going through this flow. Tap those toes to the ground, and as it comes back up, get a nice little crunch happening. From here we're going to turn it into a double leg lift. So put your arms down by your side again, push your shoulder blades into the floor. We're going to inhale, lower both legs down, and then exhale, bring them up. Inhale, exhale. You can place one hand on your stomach to make sure that your abdominals are not coning. If you feel a cone, then just do what I'm going to do and drop back to a single leg. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Make sure your lower back is pushed into the floor and you are pulling in nice and tight around your belly button. Okay gang, so now we're going to come up to standing and get into our next little bit of exercise. So we are going to start off with squats. I would like your feet to be shoulder width apart, your knees traveling out over your toes, and we're going to go through 10 bodyweight squats. So drop your glutes all the way back and down. I don't want to see any half job Harrys here. I'm looking for your hamstrings to meet your calves behind you. So go as low as you can. Try and keep your chest up and make sure your knees are tracking out over your toes. 2 more. And last one. Now we're going to go into side step squats with a standing crunch. So take 2 squat steps to your left and then bring your right knee up for 2 standing crunches. Take 2 squats to the right and take your left knee up. Just mirror what I'm doing. Take 2 steps to the left and then bring your right leg up into a standing crunch. And go out right leg and bring your left knee up into a standing crunch. Keep following on. So squat down as you step and then bring your inside knee up into a standing crunch. That's it, keep going. Might take a few rounds to get the flow of it. I know it took me a few goes to get my brain around it. That's it, keep going. Squat, stand, and then bring that right knee up into a standing crunch. We're nearly there. Well done. Now we're going to go into side step squats. So very similar. We're just going to step our left leg out into a squat and then our right leg. Our left leg and then our right leg. So right leg out, go as low as you can, bring it in and step out your left leg. That's your last one, and now we're going to go through a burpee. So walk your hands out, drop to the deck, jump your feet in, and then do a slight jump at the top. Place your hands back down to plank position, drop all the way down, and then jump up. Try and keep in time with me. We've only got 10 here. If you're having trouble keeping up with me, just stay in a high plank position. Don't drop all the way down to the floor. Just go back, hands on the floor, step back to high plank, and then jump in from there. We've got one more to go. You're doing so well. And stay on your feet after your last burpee, and now we're going to go through some jumping jacks low impact. So step your left leg out, right leg out. Keep your arms in time with your stepping. Stay in time with me. We've only got a few more of these low impact jumping jacks, and then we're going to move straight into high impact, which is both legs jump out. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Jump in, up and down. Bring your hands to meet above your head. 2 more, and then we are going to get into a position to do some thrusters. So feet shoulder width apart, drop it down into a squat, and then push your hands above your head. Drop it down. When you're in full extension, arms go all the way above your head. Bring your hands back to your shoulders on the way back down. Well done. Then we're going to do a squat pulse thruster. So we're going to drop it into a squat, do a pulse, and then push your hands above your head. Back into a squat, do a pulse, and then push your hands above your head. That's it. Keep pushing, we're nearly there. Squat and push those hands up. Let's get those pulses nice and low. You've got 3 to go. 2 more, and then I'll meet you down on the mat, and we're going to do some mountain climbers. So after this rep, drop into a high plank position, and we're going to run it out. Right knee to right elbow, left knee to left elbow. Keep your bum nice and low. We've only got a few more reps, and then we're going to have a very, very short break before we go into our next little section. So I'd like you to get into a 4-point kneeling position, which means your hands are directly underneath your shoulders and your knees are directly underneath your hips. From here, we're going to do an exercise called bird dog. So you're going to raise your right arm up and your left leg, and then bring it back down at the same time. Left arm, right leg, bring it back down. Right arm, left leg, bring it back down. Left arm, right leg, bring it back down. So I want you to try and keep your torso as still as possible whilst completing this movement. Don't push your foot too high and create an arch in your lower back. Just bring your foot up far enough that you can squeeze your glute. From there, drop down to your elbows, and we're going to go into an elbow plank. Make sure your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. Your bum is nice and low, you don't have a big arch, and you are pulling in through your belly button so your core is nice and tight. We're not here for long. Now you can drop your knees down, and we're going to push up through our right arm and our left arm up into high plank, and then come back down, and then we're going to go left arm up and back down. So you're going to be alternating your arms, pushing up into a high plank and then coming back down into your elbow plank. Now I'm happy for you to do this on your knees like I am. If you'd like to challenge yourself, you can come up onto your toes so you are in a high plank position. We've only got a few more to go through. We're nearly there. You're so close. This is your last one. You're doing so well. From there, you can push back into child's pose. Place your forehead on the mat. Take a big breath. We only have one more exercise, gang, and then we are done. So let's pop up into a high plank position, and we've got, this is it, our final push. Bring your right knee to your right elbow, left knee to your left elbow. Nice, slow and controlled knees to elbows. Make sure your bum is not sticking too high in the air. You're pulling your belly button in towards your spine. Couple more reps and then you are done for today, gang. Well done. That is it. Congratulations, you have survived. Thank you so much for joining me today and my little furry friends. The cat's name is Wally, if you are wondering, and everybody knows Hank. So please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, leave this video a like and a comment, tell me if you enjoyed it, what you would like to see more of, and I hope to see you here again soon for some more workouts.